and welcome back to my channel, Limitless BWL. Today I have a video which I hope is going to be really helpful for us women with a lot of melanin and pigmentation in our skin. So before we get started, I just wanted to do a little side note. I'm trying on these new lashes which I absolutely hate, but I don't have any other lashes with me right now, but like I'm aware it's kind of coming off and it looks really bad. I'm aware. Now that I said that, let's get straight into the video. What I'm going to be showing you guys in this video is products that I think are an absolute need and like they make a really big difference in our makeup for women with melanin and pigmentation, as I said. So these are products that I even use in my everyday routine. I use on my clients and all that good stuff. And for those of you who follow me on a regular basis, you guys know a lot of these products already. But I'm also going to be giving you guys tips, tricks, and all that good stuff. So let's get right into it and start off with primer. So for primer, you really could use any kind of primer, but my tip for you is do not get primers with a tint, because it will 99% of the time for us who are who have a darker complexion will leave kind of like a white kind of gray cast on our skin. So try your best to stick with clear primers, and sometimes primers say universal, but just from my experience, I don't think there are many primers that are universal, but if you guys know a good one, and let me know. But saying that, any kind of clear primer will be perfect for you. I personally love the Fenty primer, and what I love using on my clients is the Smashbox Photo Finish primer. They both are amazing and they're clear. A lot of people say this has a little bit of color, but personally, I don't think it does at all, and I love this primer compared to any primer I've ever tried. So these two are really good. Next is my number one product that I recommend to you guys for anyone with pigmentation. You know, when we have the darker spots here under our eyes, scarring, or anything. And usually people with more melanin, we have darker scarring. So basically, any darker purpley brown skin tones you have that you want to kind of cover up, you need a color corrector. You need a color corrector in your life. You need it. Everyone that I recommend this to, whoever asks me questions in regards to covering up and evening out the skin tone around their mouth and stuff, they try it and they love it. Trust me guys, you guys need it. The color that's going to be best for you is orange. If you are a darker skinned woman, orange is going to be your best friend. So my first favorite one that I use all the time, and you guys know that, is the Smashbox Orange Color Corrector. It just does a really good job and it lasts for a long time and I absolutely love it. But I am going to show you guys some other options that I use as well. I do know the LA Girl one is really affordable and a lot of people love it. I personally haven't tried it, but for those of you looking for more of an affordable option, that one might be perfect for you. So I love this color correcting palette, the orange one right here from MAC. It's great, and this is great for clients as well because you have so many different colors to work with. And then another one that comes in a palette too, so it's probably not the most convenient, but I absolutely love this color corrector. It's starting to really grow on me, and that is this orange from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. So of course you don't have to go buy palettes just for that, but these two you could use it for different things too, like concealing, contour, concealer, and all that good stuff. So you don't have to just buy a color corrector. You could always buy it in palettes and get multi-purposeful stuff instead of just buying a color corrector if you feel like that's not something you want to necessarily do. Saying that, I'm gonna move on to contour, blush, highlight, and basically the rest of the complexion. So for contour, I know it can be a little bit difficult for some people because most of the times, let's be real, the things that are advertised, the things that are marketed and stuff are on fair complexion models, and they tend to use very gray toned contour products. And like, to be honest, for us with a darker complexion, gray tone products are not going to be our best friend. It's going to make our skin look very ashy. It's not going to give us that natural contour look or anything like that. But saying that, the ones that I personally love are the Anastasia ones, and these you can get single pans if you want, so you don't even have to go out and buy a full palette. My palette's personally customized. This one is my favorite shade, as you can see, but you don't have to use this shade. You can just use anything that's 1 to 2 shades darker than your complexion. So Carob and Espresso I think are like two perfect shades for darker women. I think they work beautifully, and as you can see, this one has a little bit more of a cool tone and that one has a little bit more of a warm tone. Although it might look really warm there, it's a little bit more cool. So you could definitely still work with a cool tone contour, and you don't have to feel like just because it's contour the rule is cool tone colors. You don't have to do that. So you could definitely use something a little bit more of a warm tone if you feel like your contour always looks a little bit gray for you. And another tip is sometimes when it looks gray, it's actually because it's too light. So just kind of play around with the colors and find what works for you. But personally, these two shades I feel like is a must have. I absolutely absolutely love them. So talking about contour powders, I forgot to mention face powders. So my face looks a little bit oily right now. I'm sorry, it's just I had my makeup on for a bit. But two face powders that I feel like you absolutely need to try are the Midnight Luxury Banana Powder. I think it's a great powder to bake your face. This is more so for baking. I don't really use it for anything else at all. But I know there are other powders that are great for darker complexion women as well. I personally haven't tried them. This was just my favorite and it works perfectly on me. And then I know a lot of people try the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and sometimes they message me like, oh, it looks really bad, like why does it look bad? And to be honest, the lighter translucent setting powder is not the best for darker complexion women. I know some people use it. Personally, I've tried it. I've tried it on my clients. I've tried it on myself. I do not like it. It looks very patchy, very gray. It's really not that translucent at all. So you want something with a warmer tone like that, or you could try the translucent powder that they have in medium to deep. This is a great powder as well. Unfortunately, it's only going to really work on women who are like more on the darker complexion. Like if you're medium and lighter, like if you're a little bit lighter than me, it's not going to work for you, because even for me it's almost like exactly my skin tone. So moving on to setting powder, I love the Cover FX matte setting powder. I don't have it right now, so I'll put a picture right here, but it is my favorite setting powder in the shade Deep, and it's great because there's light, there's medium, and there's deep, so it's perfect for everyone, and it keeps my face matte. Nothing else keeps my face matte like that powder. I did not wear it today, hence the little bit of shine on my face, but you guys need to try that powder out. If you want something, if you're oily and you have a darker complexion, you need something to keep your face matte, that is going to be your powder. Try it out and let me know what you guys think, because that powder is amazing. I love it. You have to try it. And next, let's move on to blush. So the two blushes I'm going to show you are from Nars. I love Nars blushes, but please don't feel like you have to go out and purchase a $36 Nars blush. I'm trying to show you from this is the color of the blushes that are going to look amazing on darker complexions. So the first one is the shade Torrid. So this color, as you can see, is a beautiful peachy, kind of like warm peach shade. This looks good on everyone, but on darker skinned women, it gives you such a nice bronzy look to your skin. It's perfect for a natural look, or for any look where you have like dramatic eyes per se and you don't want to overdo the blush, or you're just someone who doesn't like a lot of blush. This is going to be your go-to blush. A color like this is going to be perfect for you. And next is a blush that's like beautiful on darker complexions, and that is a deep burgundy shade. If I can open it, a deep burgundy shade. So this is the Nars blush in the shade Seduction. You can almost find a shade like this in all brands, to be honest, and this color is going to look beautiful for any dramatic looks you guys do, to pair on top of your contour. I do have it on top of my contour to emphasize your contour a little bit, or anything like that. These two shades are amazing, and I feel like these two are a must for anyone that has a darker complexion. It's gonna look beautiful on you. Next, we're gonna be talking about highlights, and you guys already know my absolute favorite highlight is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sundipped Glow Kit in the shade Bronzed, and I also love the back skin finish in the shade Gold Deposit, and you guys can probably see something similar about these, that they both are warm bronzy gold shade. So saying that, if you have a darker complexion, I'm going to use this palette as an example. You guys want to stay away from colors that look like this. If your skin is darker and you use something that's light, if you use something that's light, it's going to be gray on your skin. You might think this one might be okay, but just look at how gray that is on my skin. Do you guys see that? And we'll swatch this one next to it as well. And you can just see how much better that complements my skin compared to all the other colors. So you want to stay away from things that have a cool tone, basically, or anything that's too light. To be honest, like, you could mix it on top of that gold, just like on the tip of it, just to emphasize it if you want. You want to stick with something that's a little bit more warmer. You want to stick with something a little bit more darker. You can definitely use cool tone shades as well, but I feel like there's very few that really look good. If you guys know any, please let me know. But those two are my favorite colors, and I think they look beautiful. And again, it's just that color range. You guys can definitely try out different ones in that color, and it's going to look beautiful on you. So next we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So once you put your primer primer on or your concealer or anything like that, you want to make sure to set your face. So set your eyelids, because that's going to prevent it from creasing. So you can use a translucent shade if you have if you're using a concealer that's your shade, that's totally fine because it's going to neutralize your lid. But for those of us who like to just use a primer for our eyes, and you might try to put your eyeshadow and feel like it doesn't look blended or it looks patchy here or the colors aren't showing up properly, what you need to do is set your concealer with a shade that's your color. You want to stick with basically any shade that's your color. It doesn't have to be an eyeshadow, it could also be a powder. I use both, but make sure to do that. That's just kind of a tip. I don't really have like a product that's like, oh, you need this product, but that's a tip. You definitely want to do that, especially because we tend to have a lot of pigmentation on our eyes, so the colors are not going to look blended, they're going to look patchy if we do not do that. So neutralize your lid with a shade. The number one shade I feel like you guys need in your eyeshadow collection is a burnt orange. I personally love the shade Sienna from Anastasia Beverly Hills. You need an orange transition shade. If you have a darker complexion, it's going to make such a big difference in no matter what look you do. Those kind of like nude, let me show you. These kind of shades right here are great for women who have a little bit more of a fair complexion. They're going to be great transition shades for them. For us, we need something that has a little bit more of an orange tone, and I guarantee you guys this is going to make such a big difference. I use this in every single eyeshadow look I do. I need you guys to try it out. It's going to be your best friend because it's going to show up, but it's going to kind of look how that brown would look on a woman that's much lighter. So try it out and tell me you love it. So I feel like it's a color you guys need, and a lot of people don't know the difference that a burnt orange can make. So that is the eyeshadow that I feel like you guys absolutely need to try. Again, it doesn't have to be the same brand, just kind of refer to the colors I'm talking about, but that's going to be perfect for you. Okay guys, and final thing we're going to be talking about is lipstick. I get questions all the time. Like, how does like whatever lipstick you wear look good on you? How do you wear a nude and it looks good on you? When I wear it, it looks so gray on me. My number one tip, you guys probably already know this if you watch me, is a brown lip liner. You guys need a brown lip liner in your life. If you are a woman of color, you need it. You need it. It goes with like every lipstick you wear. You don't have to, like, I personally don't have to wear like a burgundy lip liner with a burgundy lipstick. Like, I can wear brown and it's gonna do the job for me. And for nude lipsticks especially, it's gonna make a world of a difference. I will do a video all about how to wear nude lipsticks for darker complexions, so stay tuned for that. But these two are my favorites, and I feel like you guys have to try these out. This is Everlasting Lip Liner by Kat Von D in Crucifix, and this one is the Sephora collection one, so it's a little bit more affordable, in the shade Molasses. I use both of them all the time. I also love MAC Chestnut. I just finished it, but it's a great lip liner as well, and it's a beautiful brown. Okay guys, so that is the end of this video on products that I would highly recommend for women of color and people with a little bit of pigmentation in their skin. Again, this video is not only like, oh, you guys have to try this product. Really kind of look at the colors I'm showing you. The colors are what's going to really make a difference in having a flawless makeup look for you guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to click that thumbs up button and even maybe subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And I just really kind of decided to film this video like 10 minutes before I started to film. So if you guys feel like it wasn't in depth enough, or if you guys want me to make another version of this, I could definitely do that. And saying that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!